Hey, what's up, guys? This is MugenLord here, and today I want to talk about Street Fighter 6 because we haven't really covered much ever since the game had released. I bought the game. I still haven't had time to actually play the game. I'm still on the world tour. Still haven't even finished that. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I've been hearing a lot of discussion whether or not if Street Fighter 6 is woke, and I pretty much wanted to explore this topic, and I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. So before we dive in this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. Now, I told you that this week is going to be pretty interesting as far as the topics we're going to cover, because a lot of you guys, I've seen it in my Discord, but I've also seen this on the internet in the comment sections on certain videos in related to Street Fighter 6, and then also on the Steam page or the Steam forum, there's people asking the question whether or not if Street Fighter 6 is woke. So we're going to dive and look at some of the elements to find out if the complete package is woke, or if there's just certain aspects of it that is, or did they find, if Capcom found a balance when it comes to satisfying both sides of the spectrum. So we're going to dive into it. Now, the thing is, the first thing I really want to attack, and the thing that I really want to address here when it comes to Street Fighter 6, or to Street Fighter in general, we have to really look at the overall scope of this, because when the trailer was first revealed, the first thing that people noticed was first ChunLi and Cammy. I think the biggest suspect here is Cammy, for the simple fact is Cammy didn't have her classic outfit, her classic uniform that we normally see her in. She's always in her leotard, which really shows the definition in her figure. And you know, the best part is the back shot that she has. So a lot of people started being skeptical about, okay, what is Capcom doing? They fully clothed her and everything. And then we look at ChunLi in her outfit. She's no longer wearing her classic where her legs and her thighs is exposed. Now she's fully layered in clothing and everything. And people also call that woke because now they're censoring both of the two iconic Street Fighter characters, or just two of the most iconic fighting game female characters of all time. First, we're going to have to address Cammy. Now, in this situation, Cammy. Now, in my personal opinion, looking at Cammy in Street Fighter 6 in her new outfit, I find nothing wrong with it. In fact, I think she's still the hot and sexy Cammy that I've always known and love about the character. Now, the thing is, look at the portrayal of the character. There's nothing about the character, in my personal opinion, that has been toned down or censored. I think the best part, and the thing that have a lot of people reacting to the sheer hotness of Cammy, is this favorite pose right here. And the funny thing about it is, you've seen a ton of cosplayers posing in this pose, because this is the pose that really stand out. And even look at Maximilian's reaction about her stretching pose.
London. Wow, goddamn Capcom, what the chill, bro, you thirsty bastards.
And you can tell that was pure fan service. She really didn't have to do that pose, but Capcom still know what the fans like to see and what they want. So I found no issue with this. And then on top of that, they still gave Cammy her classic outfit, and she still looks great in that outfit. And then also, the fact is that they put the classic outfit on it also pissed off the journalist. The journalist was pissed off. They didn't even like the fact is that Cammy and had her classic costume, that they really didn't want that costume to be there. They didn't like the fact that they gave the fans what they want. So to me, in my personal opinion, they were able to clothe Cammy. They were also able to give her her classic costumes while pissing off the journalists, who I love to always see them pissed off and every chance they see a super hyper feminine female character who's super attractive. So to me, I just think they nailed it in the park. And also, besides that, this is the 6th entry. I would expect the characters to have something different about them, having different costumes. We've seen it with the Tekken series. We've seen it in many different fighting games, where each game, you know, we'll see some difference as far as the characters' outfits are concerned. Yes, it's a lot of nostalgia that plays into it, and a lot of people don't want to see changes in their characters. But I think with Cammy, they was able to satisfy both sides of things. They was able to give her a new design, still give her the sex appeal, which I still like that about Cammy, and then they still gave her classic costume while pissing off the journalists. So then we're gonna go back over to ChunLi. Now, this is the thing that really got me. That really had me stumped, because you know, you have people saying that they covered her up, they cover her legs, and now he got her in fully clothed outfit. Now, the thing about ChunLi, which really baffled my mind, is I was on Twitter, and this is during the time ChunLi was revealed in Street Fighter 6. We had a lot of people talking about how woke Street Fighter 6 is and what they've done to ChunLi and covering up. Now, this is the thing, guys. I guess a lot of people will come here and think and say that my channel is an anti-woke channel, or people will say I'm an anti-woke YouTuber. Now, like I said, I guess you would say I am an anti-woke person. I don't really like woke things, but I also know how to step back and analyze and do and judge things on a case-by-case basis. And in the case of ChunLi, what really baffled me is how everybody kept saying that they pretty much, or Capcom is pretty much woke for what they done to ChunLi by giving her outfit, covering up her legs and everything. And we had this one particular person in the post who also pointed that out as well. They didn't like the fact that they covered up ChunLi, and now they gave her a full outfit and everything. And I was like, wait a minute. And this is the thing that I also don't like when it comes to certain people within the anti-woke movement, because you have people who don't know anything about the IP at all and just call it woke based on what they see rather than actually knowing the history of certain characters or the IP itself. So he showed the outfit, and I was like, wait a minute. Have you ever played a Street Fighter game? Because this isn't the first time that ChunLi was actually covered up. Like, one of my favorite outfits in Street Fighter when it came to ChunLi was the ChunLi Street Fighter Alpha outfit, or Street Fighter Zero outfit, where she has the full bodysuit, the tracksuit that she has. I think, in my personal opinion, even when they had it as DLC in Street Fighter 4, and I believe it was also in Street Fighter 5 as well as the nostalgia outfit. But every time that costume or that outfit was available, I always picked that outfit, because that outfit really shows her figure. It really shows the definition in her legs. You can tell that she works out. You can tell that she's a martial artist. And it just gives you that hyper feminine female figure. And I always preferred that over the traditional classic ChunLi outfit. And I pointed that out because I was like, yo, like, you can't call this woke if you, like, how have you ever played Street Fighter? Do you have any knowledge of Street Fighter? Because if you did, then you would know that they always had different variations of outfits for ChunLi, and most importantly, her being covered up. But she's in a full bodysuit, which I prefer. I think that really shows the definition in her figure more than the classic outfit where it just shows her thighs and that's pretty much it. So that's why I say you have to take a step back and really look at it. So that pretty much moves ChunLi and that moves Cammy out of the way. I don't think there was any type of intentional wokeness that was going on with both of those characters, because they both gave them with their classic outfits, while at the same time able to update the characters. This is the 6th entry of Street Fighter 6. I think it's about time for these characters to evolve, or about time to look different and move on from the classic while still giving us the classic option. I don't have an issue with that. So let's move on. So what is the next, I guess you would say, suspect in this? Now, I believe that most people would point out the simple fact of Marissa. Marissa, you know, like I said, we've been having a lot of discussion in a lot of our videos how they making a lot of female characters super masculine. They lose all their sex appeal, and you know, there's no distinguish between the male form and the female form. They're trying to make them, conflate them and make them all the same. So a lot of people also put out Marissa because she's this big buff female character in Street Fighter 6. Now, what is my personal opinion? Do you think it's woke for having her included in this game? Now, I also want to make this clear. When it comes to video games, I have no issue when it comes to diversity of, you know, of different body shapes and everything when it comes to character types, when it comes to our female characters or our male characters. I never have an issue with that. My issue has always been is the fact is that they try to make that the standard. They try to take this character, or they try to take this form of a female character and then spread it across the board and then say, hey, this is the new standard and you guys better accept it. Now, any other feminine or attractive character, you know, we're trying to erase them completely. We want this masculine looking female character, this female that has no feminine or sex appeal, she's going to be the new standard. That's why I have an issue with trying to force that and make that the standard of how female characters should be represented in a video game that's supposed to be a fantasy and not quote unquote realistic or real life. That's my issue. I believe that there is a place for a vast variety of different characters from all shapes and sizes. I never had an issue with that. So I don't want people to be confused with my messaging when it comes to this video, or what I'm saying in most of my videos. I just don't want that, and I don't like that, and want them to force that as the standard. That should not be the standard for our games. So anyway, I digress. So when it comes to Marissa, how do I feel about it? Do you think her inclusion is woke in this game? In my personal opinion, no, I don't think it's woke for having her in this game, having this big buff, strong looking, manly looking woman. Why do I say that? We gotta look at the history of Street Fighter, which I always keep saying. Look at the IP itself. Always go through the case by case situation when it comes to Street Fighter or any other IP. Look at Street Fighter. Look at the character select screen, and look at the Street Fighter 2 or even the first game for that matter. It's always called the World Warrior. Street Fighter 6 has a mode called the World Tour. It's called the World Warrior for specific reasons, because you're a warrior that's traveling to all corners of the world, challenging different fighters from different ethnic groups, different shapes, different sizes. Everybody in Street Fighter is a stereotype, and on top of that, an exaggerated stereotype. In my personal opinion, since we live in this woke, sensitive society right now, I'm surprised that Street Fighter have not been canceled yet for its depiction of people in this game, because Street Fighter has always made fun or always had made parodies of different groups of people and different cultures. You look at Gao. Gao is that supposed to be that representation of your typical American straight white male, you know, who loves his country and everything, and, you know, strong, buff, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at, as well, you look at ChunLi. She has her traditional Chinese outfit, and then they give her stereotypical Chinese music in the background of her stage. And then you look at, come on, DJ, come on, the black guy, the Jamaican guy. He got to walk around and shake and do a jig with maracas in his hands, and he has rhythm and everything. That is a stereotype. Every character that you see, Zangief, of course, he's a Russian. And he gives him the stereotypical Russian dialect, and he also has a move called the Siberian bear, rustling with bears and stuff like that. You can't get any more stereotypical than that. Every character, even also Dalsim, he's supposed to be Indian, and and everything around his moveset is yoga flame, and everything like that. Everybody is a play on a stereotype found within Street Fighter itself. So if we can have all these different stereotypes found within Street Fighter, and look at Abigail, look at his body structure. He's not even real. Like, his body structure doesn't even make any sense, but Abigail is included in the game. So if we can have characters of many different stereotypes and across every different culture and color, then yes, Marissa definitely deserves to be in this game as well. Why shouldn't we have a buff looking, manly looking, I guess you say butch looking female character in a game such as Street Fighter? Because we have every other demographic in the game. Every other character is being represented and being made fun of equally across the board. So why can't we have Marissa included in this game? So I don't think it's woke for having a buff female character in Street Fighter. Why not? Everybody else is in the game, so why not add her in there? So I'm all for her inclusion. Then we have the other character, Aki, that some people were talking about and discussing and saying, you know, when we talked about the ugly female character, because there were people talking about how Aki is an ugly character, that Capcom is feeding into the wokeness about making unattractive female characters. But I also have to do pushback on Aki as well. It's pretty much a reference or a homage to our last character in the last entry, which is Street Fighter V. She has some connection or relation to the character Fang. And look at Fang as a character. Fang or Fang. You look at this character. He's goofy looking. His proportions look stupid as hell. And he was an all-around goofy-looking character. And it seems like with Aki is also playing off of that trope, also off of that aesthetic from that character Fang himself. So they're pretty much staying consistent with the character styles, and if the character has some type of relation or connection somehow to that character, then why not have that character look the way the character look? And I think the character is scary as hell, like menacing, like Jory and her, two different characters. Like Jory is sadistic and sexy, and this character is just morbid, like just insane, like sick. So I don't really see an issue with this character being woke either, because the character doesn't look as attractive as the other female characters that's found in Street Fighter games. I just think that this is more of an aesthetic choice, that they also wanted to show the connection and relation that this character has with Fang himself and stuff like that. So I don't see an issue with that. And then of course we can look at the character creation. Now in the character creation, you have the option of creating a male, female, and then they have a third option called human. I don't understand, but some people could debate that's woke or whatever like that. But when it comes to character creation, the sky's the limit. You should be able to create whatever the hell you want to create. I mean, there's a lot of people who want to troll and create and mix up different characters and different body parts and stuff like that. I think when it comes to character creation, you should have the option to be able to create what you want, because that's the point. It's called character creation. You should be able to, you playing God. You should be able to play however you want to play and create the experience that you want. So I don't have an issue with that. But last but not least, I also see people pointing out this androgynous, or I don't know, this character in the cross dress or whatever this character is. A lot of people also call that woke, for the simple fact is that Street Fighter, like, why are you promoting this, or what's going on with this character? Now the thing is, you can also debate, yeah, that's kind of woke for adding this character or having this character in the forefront that's pretty much advertising or being the face of the Battle Hub. But then I also look at the history of Capcom. Capcom always, when they design characters, they always pay homage to something. Capcom and SNK and all these fighting games always pay homage to a particular character. We talked about Eagle from Street Fighter 1. Eagle was a homage to a villain that Bruce Lee fought in the Chinese Connection. So when I look at this character right here, this androgynous character that they have here in the Battle Hub, this character, like, they tried to pay homage to Chris Tucker's character, in my personal opinion, in The Fifth Element. And if you look at The Fifth Element, you kind of see the similarities between this character and Chris Tucker character, Rudy, in Fifth Element. You kind of see the similarities that they have going with this character, and that's why I'm willing to give Capcom the benefit of doubt in that situation. But you can argue, yeah, that could be possibly be a woke decision on their part to add this type of character in the game. But I do see the similarities, and besides that, Chris Tucker's character that he played even back then, and this was in the 90s when this movie had came out. This is one of the most popular characters in the movie because of how well he played the role, Chris Tucker, as that character. So that's where I see the similarities, that they wanted to do some homage to that character, or maybe Prince, the music artist. That's the only thing I can think of when they decided to include a character such as this. But other than that, so now that we talked about all the different elements and the suspects found in this issue or this topic, whether or not Street Fighter 6 is it woke. Now, in my personal opinion, what do I believe? Now, in my personal opinion, I think they found the middle ground. I don't really think that the overall package of Street Fighter 6 is woke from an aesthetic point of view and the decisions that they made. But there are debatable situations within Street Fighter 6 that you can probably argue that it has some woke origins to it or decision making behind it. But the overall package of Street Fighter 6, I don't think so. And I think we also need to be careful, and a lot of you may disagree with me. I think we have to be careful and look at situations case by case to decide whether or not if a particular game is rooted in wokeness. You have to, you really have to think about that before you call it. Look at the elements. If this is an existing IP, Also look at the history of their IP to find out is if this is something that's been traditionally done in the past, or some similarities has been done to it in the past before you call it woke. Because the whole ChunLi situation was stupid. In that situation where I talked about and argued with the dude, he's calling ChunLi's change woke when ChunLi had always had different outfits. In one of her main outfits, she was in a full bodysuit. So you could tell that some people who are anti-woke know nothing about the property and just call everything woke without knowing the history of it. So that pretty much wraps this up. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Street Fighter 6, the overall package, is woke, or do you think it has some wokeness sprinkled in there, but they found a nice balance to cater to both spectrums to make everybody happy, and it just worked out just right, which is something that's hard to do nowadays when developing the game? Definitely hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Because like I said, I'm all open for ears and opinions, and you don't have to agree with me on this one. But I think, in my personal opinion, that I don't find it woke. This is Street Fighter 6, or Street Fighter in general, always had a history of diverse characters, backgrounds, exaggerate, and make cultures into parodies and everything like that. So why not throw all that in there? You know, so. Definitely like to hear your thoughts. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.
YouTube.com/MugenLord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.